Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Good morning viewers. In this video, we are going to see the effect of Rahu on different ascendants. Right from Aries to Pisces, we are going to see different videos. Each and every video, we are going to see about the placement of Rahu in different houses and its effect. Logically, when Rahu is placed in a house, exactly the 7th house Ketu will be placed. Considering these two planets, we will see based on the ascendants, that is based on the birth chart of a person, we call it as Lagna or Ascendant, how the effect of Rahu will be. If you are new to this channel, keep this channel subscribed so that you will get my videos immediately once I post it. Also you share with your friends and group. As per the Vedic astrology, Rahu and Ketu are invisible planets. They always deteriorate. They move in the anti-clockwise direction. Once in every 18 months, they shift one house to the other house in the anti-clockwise direction. So the effect of a permanent Rahu and Ketu in a person's horoscope, it depends upon the placement against the ascendant or the Lagna lord. Generally, Rahu and Ketu do not have any specific house, or they don't own any house. Rather, they take the power of the house from the placement of the house lord. So, Rahu and Ketu will act as the house lord of the particular ascendant. In case if Rahu is placed in Aries, it will behave like Mars. And if Ketu is placed in the house of Libra, it will behave like Venus. As these two planets, they are invisible planets, dark spot, we call it as Rahu. And to an extent, Ketu is not so dark, it will have a light emitting capability, where whenever there is a Grahana, when sun is being covered by Rahu, you will have complete darkness. But at the same time, if Ketu is responsible for the Grahana, solar eclipse, there won't be complete darkness, there will be a light shadow there. So in Vedic astrology, Rahu is considered as the most dangerous planet when compared to Ketu. Ketu is Moksha Karaka or Jnana Karaka, and Rahu is a Bhoga Karaka, which gives luxury, happiness, prosperity in life. At the same time, Rahu is a planet which also kills a person. It destroys all the luxury and it makes a person to come down to the street. Now, however big is, based on the placement of Rahu and Ketu in a person's horoscope, it is very tough to determine the effect of Rahu and Ketu. But there are certain houses where Rahu can definitely give good results. Same way, there are certain houses where Ketu can also give good results. Example, Rahu getting placed at Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo as well as Capricorn. All these houses, it gives some good positivity. Irrespective of whether Rahu is placed in a positive way or negative way, but if it is placed in these houses, certainly it will give some good results. Same way, Ketu is getting associated with the houses of Jupiter like Pisces as well as Sagittarius, and to an extent at Virgo as well as Libra, it can give some positivity. The upper circle from Aries to Virgo, all these houses to an extent is favorable for Rahu, and the lower circle from Libra to Pisces seems to be favorable for Ketu. Generally, if Rahu and Ketu are getting associated to the 3rd house or the 6th house or the 8th house or 10th house, 11th house and 12th houses for a particular ascendant, it can give better results than being placed at the other houses.
Aries, the first house as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. If you are born in Aries, open your chart and check out where Rahu is. Listen to this video completely so that you will be in a position to understand whether the Rahu in your chart is positive or not. Now for first house, if Rahu is associated for Aries ascendant, we consider the Rahu's effect based on the mass, how powerful the mass is. Supposing if Rahu is at Aries and Mars is placed at the 4th house, Cancer, and debilitated, then Rahu will not give good results even though Rahu is placed in Aries. At the same time, if Mars is placed at Capricorn, which is very strong, which exalts at Capricorn, Rahu can give a better results when compared to the Mars being placed at Cancer. So in the second case, there is a good opportunity for the person. If Rahu Mahadasa comes, he can get a good placement in government agencies, he can get government related support and jobs. So it is very good. But in the first case, if Rahu is placed at Aries and Mars is debilitated at Cancer, he may face some frequent problems in health, as well as health of native's mother also. So he may also find certain troubles in terms of asset purchases. So he finds certain difficulties in getting an asset in his name. So there may be a lot of confusions and problems also. So if Rahu is placed in Aries, and if Saturn being associated and Saturn being debilitates at Aries, being in conjunction with Rahu, then the person will have negative thoughts in his mind. So the person may not be a positive person. He may think in a negative way. The Rahu at Aries being aspected by Jupiter, either from Sagittarius or from Libra, then the person will turn out to be a really positive person. So, or any health related issues, there won't be any much problem, because Jupiter can give a better results. So even if we get any health related problems, there will be solutions also. If Mars is placed at the same house along with Rahu in Aries itself, the person will be very strong. So he can build his assets very strongly. The person may enter into medical field. He may be very much interested in medicine. He may become a doctor. He may learn many interesting things. But at the same time, if Mars and Rahu are getting placed in the Ashwini star of Ketu, and Ketu is very strong and being associated with Jupiter or Venus, then the same person show interest in medicine field in the Vedic medicines, especially show interest in Ayurvedic medicines as well as Siddha medicine. So he is not a person who is interested in the modern medicines. He may not like English medicines, but he like to practice in Vedic medicines. So this is the difference. So now, for Aries Ascendant, if Rahu is placed in the first house, as I said, there may be some health related issues, but depends upon the positive planets associating with Rahu or getting aspecting the Rahu, he may get some solutions also. But if Rahu is placed in the second house, for example in Taurus, the Taurus is also a good house for Rahu, but if Saturn is also getting associated with Rahu, the person may be a liar. He may try to speak wrongly. He try to hide truth. So some of problems in terms of communication could arise. If the person is specific in terms of sales and marketing, he will lie a lot. Based on his capability, he may earn a lot, but at the same time it is not in a loyal way. So he is not a person who can be trusted by the company. So the person may cheat the people, his friends also. But at the same time, if the second house, if Venus is associating with Rahu, the person becomes very strong and good in communication. He is very polite and his communication strength can improve a lot, and he can earn a lot of money also. Now, in case of second house, Rahu is left alone, and if it is being aspected by negative planets like Saturn or associated with Mars, for example. So he may not get into a family life so quickly. He may face certain difficulties and challenges in getting a married alliances. Now in third house, supposing if Rahu is placed at Gemini, the third house to Ascendant Aries. So he is very strong, because third house seems to be really good for the planets like Rahu, Ketu as well as Saturn. So it can give a lot of positivity. His hard effort can bring him a lot of positive results. There may be good support from the younger brothers and sisters. Some of them may enter into telecommunication industry and succeed well. Some of them can become writers, singers in film industries, and they can achieve a lot. So third house Rahu seems to be really beneficial for them, even though it is not being associated or aspected by Jupiter or Venus. It looks really good for them. But in case if Jupiter is also associating or Venus is also associating or aspecting the third house, it becomes even much stronger. It is very stronger, it is much stronger in terms of positivity. Can be more successful in terms of his hard work. He can scale up well in his life. Now in fourth house, if Rahu is placed in Kendra, if negative planets are associated, it is very good. So generally in fourth house, if Rahu is placed, it is really good, but depends upon the position of moon. If moon is a positive moon or a negative moon. So the behavior of Rahu can also change. From new moon to full moon, the moon turns out to be a positive way. And from full moon to new moon, it turns out to be a negative way. Depends upon the position of moon, the Rahu may give its characteristics also. So if moon is very positive and Rahu is associated with the fourth house, the person can get good benefits out of assets. He can invest in shares and gain good results. There will be good support from the mother and mother side family. Investments can give them a lot of positive results. But if moon is placed in a negative way, the same can turn out to be negative also. Sometimes you may purchase shares, but it may end up in losses. There may not be good support from the mother side family. There may be sometimes the asset they purchase, they may end up in troubles also. So these are some of the negativity when Rahu is not being placed properly. At the same time, if Rahu is being aspected by Jupiter, whether it is from Capricorn or it from Pisces, if Jupiter aspects Rahu, it turns out to be again positive, because the same whatever you are seeing negative in the 4th house, it turns out to be positive. Check out in your chart if Rahu is being aspected or associated by any positive planets or not. Now Rahu placed at the 5th house is not at all good, because house of Leo, that is Sun's house, Rahu may not get along with it. It doesn't find the place suitable. To an extent it is good, but it is not so favorable. At the same time, if Sun is very strong and if Jupiter or Venus are aspecting it, there are chances of getting good support from the children. Children might study well, children might enter into sports and other activities and take government support. There are chances some of the children may win prizes, score in the national level records. So it looks really good if the 5th house is very positive. But if the 5th house is not positive, they may not find good support from the children. Getting a childbirth is not so easy for them. So they need to take the technological support for all the remedies. Now if you see the 6th house, that is in Virgo, if Rahu is placed, it is really good, because as 6th house, if a planet like Rahu or Saturn is associated, they can win out of their enemies. Even any health related issues, it is very easy for them to get solved. Also, if they borrow some money, if they take loan from banks, it is easy for them to repay their loans also. Same way, if they lend money to others, it is easy for them to get back their loan amount in time, because the Rahu is really positive in the 6th house. But if in 6th house, if negative planets are being associated, for example, if Saturn is there, Moon and Sun together at the 6th house, it will not give positivity. The same problem, it may creep up. They face certain problems in terms of settling down their loans. There may be some bankrupt problems also. Now in 7th house, it is not good for Rahu to be placed at the 7th house Libra. It will have troubles in terms of family life. There may be confusions between the family partners, troubles between the husband and wife. There may be problems with the friends as well as business partners also. 7th house Rahu will not fetch good results. But if the 7th house Libra, if Jupiter is placed or Venus is placed or Jupiter or Venus aspects the 7th house, then Rahu will not do negative results. But at the same time, there will be a delay marriage also. If Rahu is placed at the 8th house, it is Scorpio, it brings them lot of positivity. Some of them may get unexpected luck. Some may invest money in shares and get unexpected profit. Some may win out lottery prizes. Gambling and other means of earnings help them a lot. Some of them may enter into social media and try to get foreign revenues also. There are chances for some of them to move to foreign countries and earn good money. Some may even expand the business in foreign countries also. So 8th house Rahu can definitely help them a lot of positivity. At the same time, if the 8th house Lord is weak, it will give some health related problems also. If the 8th house Lord is very strong, and if the 8th house is being aspected by Jupiter or Venus or getting associated with Jupiter and Venus, it gives unexpected luck also. Now for 9th house, generally when Rahu is placed in the houses of Venus as well as Jupiter, like Sagittarius or Pisces or Taurus or Libra, it won't give much negative results, because whenever it is associated with Guru's house, like for example Jupiter's house or Venus house, it is very silent. It will not do its negative impact much. So in the 9th house Rahu, it will give a lot of positivity. There will be chances of getting assets from the father side family. Some of them can get unexpected luck. Investments can yield them some positive results. There will be good support from the ancestors side. Some may get properties from the father or their elder brother or something. There will be good support from them. Some of them believe in traditional practices. Some may follow astrology. Some may follow the religious path. They tend to be more spiritual. They believe in spiritual practice being practiced by their ancestors. More interested in the spiritual practices. Some of them may frequently visit temples, do charity work, so a lot of good things can also happen. But if the 9th house is being aspected by evil planets, or Saturn is very strong at the 9th house, and if no other positive planets are being associated, then there will be some troubles also. There will be health related issues. There will not be much support from the father and father side family. Now for 10th house, if Rahu is placed at the 10th house, it is very good in terms of work. So some of them can get good job opportunities. There will be frequent job opportunities when the Rahu Mahadasa comes. They may scale up well in their career. Some of them may even grow to the level of CFO and CEO level in the company, and they can earn a lot. Even some of them get chances to visit foreign countries, and even they get placed in foreign countries also. So it looks really good in terms of 10th house as Capricorn being a good house for Rahu, and it comes to be the 10th house. It looks really good in terms of workplace. Now in Aquarius is 11th house. If Rahu is placed, it can give them a lot of profits. Some of them can even win out of lottery prizes. Even at the age of 80 or 90, if the Rahu Mahadasa comes, unexpected luck can fetch them a lot of profits, lot of revenue they can build. Especially if Rahu comes in the middle age, like between 30 to 50. So they can earn a lot, they can visit many countries, they can even build up their asset. Some of them even purchase 2 or 3 houses of their own. The property's value can be unestimated, like they'll have a huge volume of properties under their name. So some of them even can distribute to their family members. So the family members can enjoy out of their benefits. So it looks really positive for them. But if the 11th house is not so positive, if Saturn is aspecting or associating the 11th house, or if Mars is placed at the 11th house along with Rahu, and if no other positive planets are being associating, then there won't be much profit in terms of business as well as in job. So they find certain difficulties also. So you need to see whether the Rahu is positive or not. Now if Rahu is placed at the 12th house, that is on Pisces, to an extent it is good. Whenever Rahu is placed at the 12th house, some of them may get some skin related problems, especially they find problems in terms of the knee as well as the food problems. They face certain sleepless nights during the Rahu Mahadasa. But the good thing is, like, they get opportunities to visit foreign countries. It could be for business, it could be for job, it could be for a trip. So during the Rahu Mahadasa, some may enjoy traveling different places. At least they will travel to different states in the local area. So it looks really good when Rahu is being associated with 12th house, that is Pisces, because it's house of Jupiter. At the same time, if Jupiter or Venus getting associated with the 12th house or aspecting the 12th house, Rahu can fetch even more positive results. But if the 12th house is not so positive, then there will be a lot of expenses, bad expenses. There will be a lot of expenses. Whatever the profit they get, they need to spend a lot. It could be for their health, it could be for their family members. So they may not be in a position to save the money. So one has to be really careful while the Rahu Desai is coming. For Aries, you can see there are 3 major stars actually, like Ashwini, Bharani and Kartika. These 3 stars are very important, because supposing if a person is born on the Aries zodiac itself, if a person is having Aries as an ascendant and Aries as a zodiac, in that case, if he is born in the star of Ashwini, the star of Ketu, then at the age of 50, he will face the Rahu Mahadasa. So at the fag end of his life, that is at the 50th age, Almis is almost going to retire from his life. So that period he gets into the Rahu Mahadasa. So it's a really lucky time if the Rahu is placed in a very good way. So rest of his life could be peaceful, and he can save a lot of money for his family members, and he can enjoy his life. Rest of the period seems to be really peaceful and good for him. If a person is born on the Bharani star of Venus, then Rahu comes in between 40 to 50. In that case, it is good for them because they will be working in a company. It's a good time for them to get a good jump in terms of their workplace. So they get elevated, they get promoted, they get elevated to senior position, out of which they get highly paid. Some of them even travel foreign countries, earn a lot of money. So a lot of positivity could happen, and it comes on the right age, because when he is born on the Venus star, that is Bharani, approximately by around some 18 to 20 years to 40 years, his age is between 20 to 40, he could get this particular Rahu Mahadasa in his lifetime. But if the person is born on the star of Sun, Kritika, the first pada, then probably at a very young age, that is below 15 or 16, he could get into the Rahu Mahadasha. That's not so good because it may hamper his studies also. Generally, Rahu Mahadasha and Venus Mahadasha should not come during the young age because it will spoil their studies. So they may end up in a lot of bad activities. They get lot of bad friends. Bad habits could come into their lifestyle. So they face certain problems also. So it is better in this particular period. They need to be really careful when Rahu Mahadasha comes. If Rahu is really positive, then it can give them a lot of good benefits also. But if Rahu is not so benefitable, it may turn up to be negative also. So now I think by this time you may be in a position to understand based on the position of Rahu in your chart for your Aries Ascendant whether it will give good or not and what type of positivity it is going to give. It has lot of more informations to be passed because we need to see about the nakshatras, the stars where Rahu is placed. It comes at the next level. So I'll be releasing videos on that areas also in subsequent days. Hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video we will be seeing about the Taurus Ascendant and the placement of Rahu on different houses.